Hello and welcome to First Impressions. This is a show where every week my co host Dash Hooper and I evaluate an album we've never heard before. After playing it, we take notes, rate it in a variety of categories, and let you know our thoughts. And tonight, we're going to be looking at the 2026 album Dark on a Sunny Day by Maisy Owen. So, Dash, how are you doing today?
Oh, doing wonderful, wonderful. Enjoyed this. We're going to be talking about this album, but enjoyed actually getting almost like we've had a few like brand new indie, but this was like I
Mhm.
feel like this is brand new indie,
Yeah.
literally right off the hot off the presses. So it was very nice to listen to this album.
hmm Yeah, it's new. It's one of those ones I guess when we get to history of the artist, we can talk about it, but it was definitely a new discovery and she's just kind of paving the path now to try to build a career. So we'll talk about that. And of course, we go through and I realize, oh, I should have asked this and I should have asked that. It's always like that. No matter what, you think, damn, I didn't ask this one or I didn't ask that one because I write the questions and then if things are moving in a direction, you follow that
Yeah, you
direction.
follow the direction. You don't.
You're not obligated to go through all 10 questions. And she didn't read them beforehand anyway, so it works out. So she wanted to have a fresher perspective on everything. But yes, we have an interview with Maisie. And with this interview, she said that if you have a question, drop it in the chat and I can send it to her and then we'll put it into the actual show chat when we're done the show comments. So, yeah, if you have anything that I forgot to ask and you really want to know, drop it in there and I'll be sure to send it her direction. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to start the interview and then I will boot me and Dash out cuz otherwise you're going to be seeing two of each of us and I think we're in the same
Once enough.
everything. Yeah, cuz this was recorded earlier this morning. So it's
Yes, it
not
was.
I think when we did the shallow water one it was a couple days later that
Yeah,
we
it was a couple days
finally
later.
aired it. Where this one is nope, straight from noon this morning and now right here to you. So enjoy this interview. Any comments, I will send her direction. So here we go. All right, welcome to First Impressions. And today we have a very special guest, Maisy Owen. Thank
Hello.
you for being here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Very
I'm
good.
doing great. So we're going to kind of go through the things that we would normally do on the show where I would have to do the research. And since you're here, you're the real expert and you can tell
Oh yeah.
us everything that happened. So we always start with what's the origin story of your journey to becoming a musician?
Yeah. Well, I guess in a couple ways I've been a musician since I was probably about 9. Because I played the viola in orchestra and took it like really seriously.
Mhm.
Started playing guitar in the 8th grade and my dad was teaching me. I always wanted to write songs because I really like looked up to songwriters, but
Mhm.
found it incredibly difficult back then. Everything sounded very cheesy or like overly contrived. Um, so I kept trying and eventually wrote something I liked when I was maybe 18.
Mm,
Probably the first, or no, 15, but that was a one off.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I decided I was gonna make an album like much later, probably around when I was 19 or 20. I was like, you
Mhm.
know what, I've just gotta do it. I've just gotta give it a solid shot.
Yeah. So you grew up around a lot of musicians. I know your father is a musician. So
Yeah.
having a musician in the family, did it drive you to music or did it drive you away from music initially?
Um, Both. Like when I would watch my dad play gigs, I mean, he's a great guitar player and I would
Mhm.
watch him take a solo or something and I would just be like, "Wow, it's the coolest thing ever. I want to do that." But then on the other hand, um he would always say like, "If you don't want to be broke, don't be a musician." And
Mm.
when I told him I wanted to make a record, he said, "You shouldn't do that. Like you should
Hmm.
keep bartending. You want to live a decent life." But that's all changed once the record came out. I have a lot of support now.
Okay. I mean, I guess it's good and bad because he knows the perils of being a musician,
Yeah.
and the good parts. But yeah, it's a lot of discouraging. Like, no, that's not the path you want to take.
And it
So,
wasn't even like supposed to be discouraging, which was funny. He was just like flat out like, you're gonna starve. And I was
Mm.
Yeah.
like, maybe.
But you starve doing what you love, and that
Yeah,
that means something.
it
It's called a
does.
starving artist for a reason.
Yeah. So when you were writing this album, I know you said you started writing it when you were later teens, but um, when you wrote it, what was your approach to writing?
I actually didn't like write this album to be an album. Um, I basically, when I started this whole idea, I was just wanting to write enough songs to have an album. And I said, once I get to 12 songs, I'm going to record an album. But by
Mhm.
the time I got to 12 songs, I started doing it on GarageBand. My dad heard one of the songs I was doing, and he said, "That's not good. You need to get in a
Mm.
studio." So I recorded some with a friend, and then I ended up meeting Robin Eaton at my first show. Um, and then we started recording, but Robin kind of picked the songs that he liked that he wanted
Okay.
to do, and then I kind of filled in with newer stuff. So I don't think any of the really early songs that I wrote are out there, and probably won't be unless they get very sympathetic to teenage me.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back at what you did as a teenager, I mean, I have my eighth grade poetry. I have all the binders still in the garage, and I flip through them. I'm
Yeah,
like, ooh, damn, no, that's not great.
you're like should have been in therapy.
Yeah, really. So, yeah, Robin Eaton is the producer of the album. Is he associated with your record label, the Tompkins Square Records?
No, that came after. Robin is an old family friend.
Hmm.
I did photography for a while as a early teen, and he would rent me his studio to shoot models and stuff like that. But Tompkins Square is actually a connection through my manager. I sent the album out to a bunch of people, and it was done just on the off chance that someone would want to pick it up.
Hmm.
And my manager, Rob Bleestein, immediately sent it to Tompkins Square. It was like, this label would be perfect. And yeah, we heard back in like 2 days. So that
Oh,
was
wow.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
That's one of those rare ones where you don't have to send it to 50 different labels to actually be noticed. Like you hear some of the
Yeah.
struggles. First one published it, and that's great. So, and
And it's
then
a really great fit
yeah, it seems
record.
like a good label. I was kind of looking into what else they have. So, what was the recording process like when you were in the studio with Robin?
It took a really long time because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and also I had like 4 different bartending jobs back then. And Robin had bookings in the studio that were paying him the actual rate and not just whatever tips I could scrape up for him. Um, and yeah, I wasn't used to like wearing headphones.
Mm.
So I would have to take a song like 30 times because I was just like, no, I don't like it. And he's like, well, we can punch it. And I'm like, no, I want it to be like a live take. I was very stubborn about it and very not used to being in a studio. It was amazing. Like me and Robin got really close, and he feels like family. But yeah, it was a long and difficult process, but it was fun. I learned a lot.
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, we've talked with other musicians about that striving for perfection. So, do you have to reach a point where you think this is as good as it's going to get, and just let the song go?
I think you just have to take like a few days away from it because when you step back, you kind of appreciate the imperfections. Like I love hearing imperfections in people's music. Like I love a voice crack or a note that's a little bit flat, or like hearing people's fingers on a guitar, hearing them breathe.
Hmm.
And I just have to like separate like, oh god, I'm hearing myself breathe, and just forget it's myself.
Yeah. So enjoy the imperfection that you would have loved in somebody else's work.
Yeah, try to love it in your own,
Hmm.
which is easier said than done.
Oh yes, I
Was there
can
any
definitely relate to that.
was there
So
any song that
we're
you
both writers. So, all right, go ahead, Dash. Sorry.
No, I'm so good. Was there any song that you felt like, that like you said you did like 30 times maybe, but was there one that you were just like, no, that's the one I want with like five takes or is
Yeah, well,
you know,
actually, God Fear was the first take. Like, not even, not, it was like the sound check take. Like, I
Wow.
did it and I was like, that's the track. And Robin was like, do you want to get another one? I was like, nope, this
Wow.
is as good as it gets.
well, no spoilers here, but that is my favorite song on the
Oh, sick. That's my favorite
yeah,
too.
yeah, that
Yeah.
and Yeah, man. I was like, and I was like, I'm glad you said it was Godfrey because I was like, I listened to that one like, well, I've listened to your entire thing like 5 times, but I've listened
Mhm.
to that one probably about 10, 15 times. Just that song alone because I love it
Yeah,
so much.
that's a
So
weird one. I don't know where that came from. But I also we recorded that like a few nights after I wrote it. Like it was like super, super fresh. It was one of the
So that
yeah,
last ones we did.
so that one moved really quick, it sounds like, which
Yeah.
did when you did that one, did you have the full band in the studio? Did you do it as like a live studio experience, or did those extra parts get
No,
added later?
they came in after because like I would love to do stuff like that live, but I really want to have like extreme control over the writing of all the parts, which is a lot
Mhm.
harder to do live. So when we had the drummer come in, I made him listen to a shit ton of Jason Molina.
Hmm.
And I was like, I need like drums, but in this way, like very
Yeah.
dreary kind of drums. And then Paul DeFiglia on the upright bass, that was cool because he kind of like he was like, let me just take a stab at something, and he did his own thing on the end there,
Mhm.
and it's like my favorite little bass line. And I played the viola, so I had that part written out ahead of time. But I like to do my own viola parts when I can.
Yeah,
I
I
like to
saw that
play on
on
the
the
record.
on the credits, you're the viola and guitar, so
very
Mhm.
nice. Yeah.
so when you're touring, do you incorporate the viola in? Do you bring someone else to play that, or do you just do more kind of solo acoustic?
All solo acoustic.
Okay.
I did a tour in May with a friend who plays viola, and we did a few shows together, and that was incredible. But we were like near her hometown, and probably won't happen until we're back in Portland, Seattle area.
Yeah.
But that was really cool. I do love playing with strings, but
Mhm.
I'm also really comfortable playing solo.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I like it. I think it's fun.
Very nice.
So how's the touring been going? I know I noticed you've been touring a lot since the release of the album.
Yeah. Well, it's cool because May was my first tour ever. Like the timeline on this has been really strange in the fact that it's like it's moved pretty fast. Um, which is awesome because I'm a little bit impatient as a person. Um, but yeah, I love touring. It's been like super exhausting and just kind of intense, but at the same time it's so much better than just like a mundane day-to-day life that I have lived having as many jobs as I've had and stuff. It's really gratifying to meet so many people in so many different places that have heard the record, which is just still kind of crazy to me that anyone's heard the record.
Mhm.
And yeah, it makes me like ridiculously happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's the reception been on the road overall?
It's been really good, especially in England. Like
Oh wow.
everywhere we went in England was so cool because I've been getting airplay on BBC, so it's like getting
Okay.
out there in the airwaves, and it's everyone was so nice, and they have a pretty deep appreciation for folk over there.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, reception's been great.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for because I've seen a lot of kind of acoustic solo performers and they don't get that initial respect from the crowd. I saw very early on Phoebe Bridgers playing in front of
Oh
a
wow.
room that just ignored her. I saw Ben Harper super early in his career playing in a room of people just talking over him. It's like
God,
focus
I
so
hate when
hard to
people
grab
do
that
that.
attention. Oh yeah, makes me crazy as an audience member, and I'm sure
Yeah.
the performers got to be losing their mind.
Well, it used to make me like, because I've played in so many dive bars and loud clubs and stuff like that, and it
Mhm.
used to make me like really insecure and really bummed out. And I was like, man, I'm just not good enough. I can't get their attention. And then after my first tour, like everyone was so good. I got back and I was like, why the fuck are you guys talking? And I got, instead of feeling bad about myself, I was like, you guys need to take it outside. You're being disrespectful. And
Yeah.
that was a nice moment for me because I usually am not like that. I usually yeah, it was cool.
Now that's what you have to do, and that's what both those artists I mentioned. That's what they finally did was just like shut the fuck up and listen. The bar's
Yeah,
over there. You want to talk, go there.
yeah,
And now you're looking at okay for Phoebe Bridgers. You want to go see her show. You got to enter a lottery, and at that
yeah,
point,
right.
people were just ignoring her. But yeah, it's like you know what? Pay attention because you might be seeing something that you'll regret talking through later on.
Yeah, and also just extend the courtesy, you know,
Yeah,
like it's just rude.
It's a
but
couple
yeah,
hours out. It's a couple hours out of your life. Just you can pay
Yeah,
attention
not
for.
even a couple hours
Yeah.
with the at least for
30
for
minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes, maybe 40, but like
Yeah,
at a dive bar, probably 30.
Yeah.
I'd say so. That's about what each band's going to get or each musician's going to get. And if you're
Yeah,
there, let them play, enjoy the music. But that's just me. I get on bad concert etiquette all the time. It drives
yeah,
me crazy.
totally.
It's like
Someone
you're
was watching
experiencing
like
something.
TikTok videos when they were sitting like right in front of the stage one time, and I was like, dude, turn your volume down.
Oh my gosh, I've seen it all. And so have you, I'm sure. Just
Not
make you
all
crazy.
yet, but a
Yeah.
lot.
All right, so let's talk about the lyrics of the album. So are these lyrics more autobiographical or are they more observational?
Definitely autobiographical.
Mm,
Unless it's something that I've dreamed, I don't really write things I haven't lived. I clothe things heavily in metaphor and things that maybe only I will understand because
mhm.
it's a little easier to put them out that way. And also, that's just kind of poetry, right?
Yeah.
Um, but definitely autobiographical.
So do they ever feel too personal to you when you're up there singing them on the stage in front of people that you don't know?
I think I make sure to kind of like get rid of that aspect before they leave my living room.
Mm,
Like in the writing of a song, I'm never going to say like directly what I mean because that's like it's not interesting enough to me.
yeah,
I would rather find a way to wrap it up in a way that also reads really fluidly instead of just saying something like a fact. I'd want
yeah.
it to read like poetry.
Mhm,
And I mean even the stuff that feels really really personal, I'll ask someone like what they think it's about, and they'll give me an answer that's just totally out of left field. Most
mhm,
of the time, they say death. Every song on the record's about death.
mhm.
I'm like, only. Well, I don't even think really any of them. I mean, I think about death a lot, so it probably kind of seeps its way in there. But yeah,
Yeah, I feel like the one that I would have thought would be the last song on the album. That one feels like death to me, but it feels
it does feel like death,
Yeah.
but it applies to so many things.
yeah.
It could
I
be
mean, it
about
could be about a
faith.
relationship too.
I just took it as a lot of, don't take this the wrong way, but a lot of growing up, just a lot of reflection in your life and growing up and becoming who you are is the way I got some of the way it came across to me. I may be way
Yeah,
off.
I mean that song it was inspired by the visuals of this I really like abandoned buildings, like just
Mm,
being in them, taking pictures of them, exploring. But I was at this abandoned nuclear plant in Hartsville, Tennessee. It's since been torn down, which was a bummer.
mhm,
But just the vast emptiness of all of it and the fact that it had stood like that for so long and it was like being reclaimed by nature. And I was just kind of thinking, like, it all ends the same. And then for
yeah.
like 6 months after I wrote that song, I would have these crazy dreams where these like horrible, horrible things would happen, and this voice would just like boom down, and it would say, "It all ends the same," and it was the most comforting
Mm,
thing in the world, actually.
wow.
Uh,
Very nice.
so I feel really attached to that song because it anything that pops up in my dreams repeatedly feels important.
Yeah, I would say so. And I have to ask, have you heard the song All My Love by Shallow Water?
No.
Because
Oh
it's
yeah.
a very connected song. It's a song about the singer of the band discovering this abandoned building in the middle of
Ooh,
nowhere and kind of reflecting the same way. So when I hear those songs, they feel so connected, where it's
Yeah.
just,
Very similar.
these empty walls and you're looking at a life all left behind where,
yeah,
there was this grandmother who was loved and now it's just all an abandoned house and everything's gone. So when I heard those two songs, they felt so connected to me. And when you're talking about it being you seeing this abandoned facility, it's very similar how
cool.
those songs were constructed even. So that's pretty
Yeah, no, I'm
crazy
gonna listen to
coincidence.
that.
Yeah, it's a great song. A
Great
great
song.
album by
Yeah.
those guys as well.
Shallow Water.
Hmm.
Shallow water.
Cool. Great name too.
Yes. And then let's see. So what bands influenced you to become an artist? What were your favorite bands growing up?
So actually, growing up, like when I was really little, I was introduced to music when I was so young. Um, I went to a Waldorf school, which has a heavy emphasis on no technology. So I
Mm,
wasn't up to date with anything that was happening currently. I got like one of those teeny iPods with no screens from my
mm,
parents, and they loaded on there Elton John, ABBA, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and Sabbath. And that
Wow.
was like all I had until middle school, probably, alongside a lot of classical music, um, a lot of Beethoven and Vivaldi.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't really like music that had vocals on it for a long time, so I kind of only listened to classical for a minute, and then I got really into Black Sabbath when I was like 6, maybe.
Oh wow.
That's
Yeah. I started branching out like once I was a teenager. But those were the definitive the building blocks, I guess. I get a lot of influence from classical music.
Yeah.
you can tell.
Yeah, that's so funny with Sabbath because I was about the same age, but I was getting them in real time.
Oh,
And I just
cool.
remember my dad, he had this vast record collection, and Black Sabbath was one of the ones he had, the
Yeah.
first four albums. And I just remember them playing all the time and just, listening to them and I just felt they were scary, and that's what made me like them.
Yeah, cool. I felt so tough when I was listening to it.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, I would do the Iron Man voice.
Yeah, that's so funny because I would do the same thing, and you just felt like, "Ooh, I'm tough, and this is dangerous, and I'm somehow more edgy for listening to
Yeah, I
this
was like, I'm
band."
such a cool 6-year-old.
Oh
There you go.
yes, I can relate. Just like I said, just in real time, and you're getting them after the fact. But Black Sabbath, they age perfectly, so you can listen,
Yeah,
you can discover them at any point and still love them.
yeah. I feel like I started playing guitar with the intention of like being in a band and wanting to like rip solos and stuff. Like
Hmm.
I played my electric probably more than my acoustic for quite a while. And then around 15 or 16, my godfather David only taught me how to finger pick.
Mm.
And I
Oh,
kind of lost all interest in the ripping solos thing and got really into the patterns of finger picking. And that's kind of when the switch happened. Probably also into like what I was listening to as well. Probably switched around then too.
Yeah. So, what are your favorite current artists? What are some artists right now that you're really loving?
Um, have you heard Adrian Linker's very first album?
I
It's
haven't.
called Hours Were the Birds. I mean, I think Big Thief is really cool, but it's like nothing compared to her very first album. It is just so beautiful.
Hmm.
So I really like that. I've been listening to a lot of current artist. Crap. I was gonna say I've been listening to a lot of Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah, that's fine. We,
we
Actually,
do too.
yeah,
yeah.
no, he's awesome. But his daughter, who I actually didn't know was his daughter until recently, Meredith Moon, she has
Mm.
a really good record, and she's like currently out there touring and stuff. And I really like her record. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I didn't know he had a daughter recording
I know
either.
I didn't know because her last name isn't Lightfoot, but I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out how we figured that out. I don't even remember, but I remember being shocked because I was like, "Oh, it makes sense why she's so good," and it's
Hmm.
very different from Lightfoot too. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a beautiful voice.
Mm.
I mean, that's not any different.
Yeah. Just I guess she got handed that voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I listen to mostly older stuff, not on purpose. Um, Whenever I do a show with someone, I'll do like a big deep dive and I'll listen to a lot of their music. So right now I'm
Hmm.
listening to a lot of Angela Autumn because I'm opening her album release show
Mm.
on September 11th. So I've just been listening to all of her music the past couple of days, and she's really good. I like to get to know someone like through their music before I like share a stage with them. I guess it's
Yeah.
fun for me. Like I'm going on tour with this artist Lucky Break from
Yeah.
the Bay Area, so I've been listening to her album a lot, and it's really good. It's a fun way to kind of like learn a person through their
Yeah, I
music.
guess
Like, I have a
deep
good
dive
time.
into their music and deep dive into their soul at that point.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I like
so
doing
the
that a lot.
so the Lucky Break tour is the next tour that's going on. Um, what other plans do you have for 2026?
I actually just booked another show this morning, so I'm working on doing like just like self-booking a tour.
Hmm.
Just doing like little clubs and stuff and just trying to kind of get like a reach up from the ground like really organically. So I'm booking like a Mid-South tour in late August, early September with my boyfriend Jordan Day. So we're going to Oklahoma, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana. So I'm excited for that. And I love driving, so I'm excited for a driving tour instead of all these planes. Um,
Yeah.
got Americana Fest coming up, going back to New York, and yeah, I think then we start getting into the winter time. But yeah, it's gonna be a busy year. I'm excited for it. I don't like to sit still.
Yeah. It sounds like you won't be. And then do you have any new songs written ready to go back into the studio and record?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I just finished wrapping up an EP yesterday.
Mm,
So that's going to start dropping, gonna probably go single by single, hopefully in late August. But I'm really proud of it. I produced it myself, which has been really fun. Um, and there's a cover on there, which is rare for me, but it's a song I really love. So yeah, that'll be coming out. But yeah, I have like enough songs probably for like two more full length albums. It's been so long since I wrote the album, it feels like, and I've progressed so much, especially with my guitar playing, that I have a lot of stuff I'm really excited to put out and record.
so will we ever hear the song you liked that you wrote when you were 15? Will that ever make it as a B-side or something like that?
You know, it would be pretty cool. It might. I've toyed with the idea of someday like putting out an outtakes EP with all the stuff that I really like for its like I don't know, like emotional purity or just like sweetness of it, but not
Mhm.
necessarily like the technicality or the maturity of it.
Yeah.
Um, I do like the idea of sharing stuff like that. I know my mom loves that song, so maybe. I
Yeah.
played it at a writer's round one time because the prompt was given to play something old, and I was like, oh, I can do that.
Hmm.
Or maybe, because it holds a place in my heart. I think it's a sweet song.
Yeah.
Very good.
So any chance you're going to make it to Southern California on these tours?
Oh, I am planning on coming down to LA. I don't know when, probably in October. But
Okay.
a lot of people have been saying I need to get out to LA. So it's going to happen this year.
Cool.
Definitely.
I will
Where
keep
will
my
you
eyes
be
out
in?
for that one.
Where will
Oh,
you
go
You
be
ahead,
at in
Matt.
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma City is booked. And then let me see. Do I have a sec to see where, or should
Sure.
I not? Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got it on the calendar. And I really want to come to Tulsa, but no one's answering. So if anyone in Tulsa wants to book me, I'm here. I really want to go to Tulsa. Okay, Oklahoma City. I'm playing at the Blue Door,
Blue
and
Door.
that
Yeah.
is on the 25th
Nice.
of
Nice.
August. Yeah, I've never
I
been
know.
to Oklahoma.
Well, you will have fun.
I'm excited. There's so many
Yeah,
good songs about
yeah,
Oklahoma.
there's a lot of good places to play too, but the Blue Door is a great place. So you're gonna have fun there. I feel like.
Awesome. Cool.
And then I know a couple guys up in Tulsa. I don't whether they answer me or not is the different story. But I will shoot them your out or I'll shoot them the album that you have on
Yeah,
Spotify. And
totally.
tell them to give you a listen to
Tell 'em
because
I'm dying to come to Tulsa.
I will do my best. I can't. I will never make any promises, but
Oh,
yeah,
no worries at all.
I think you'll love the Blue Door. You're where I live. You're still about an hour away, so I would hopefully I can try to get down there
Yeah.
and see you guys and just to hear you live. But yeah, I still think you're gonna have a great time at the Blue Door, and
Sick. Yay.
yeah, a lot of great bands in there.
Awesome.
All right. So let people know where they can find you online and get tour information and pick up your album.
Yeah. So actually, I have a mailing list and I always forget about it, but I'm really going to be on top of it this time. So that's on my website. That's maisyowen.com, MAISYOWEN. And then I'm out of like all the social medias, I'm definitely the most active on Instagram. Like I'll put all my dates there and
Hmm.
kind of I like to like have like updates and stuff like throughout the tour and videos from the shows and whatnot too on Instagram, which is just Maisy Owen, but the O's a zero.
Yeah, and that's where I've been seeing all the different images and little short videos from your tour.
Yeah,
So
that's how we got in touch.
I can see you do a lot of posting on that. That's my most active one as well for my book. So
Yeah.
that I understand that it seems like it's the most pure. It's not, you don't have to worry about people arguing about politics or whatever. It's just, here's some pictures, here's some videos, enjoy them. And that's why I really spend most of my time there.
Yeah. It's also definitely the easiest because it's the only one I have a YouTube, but I didn't have it until like a year ago, so I'm still kind of learning it.
I just followed it today. So.
Oh, cool. I'll try to remember to get some stuff up there.
Well, I like the video you did for Dark on a Sunny Day. So I just want to ask, how was? That's one question I had for you. What was it like filming that and getting it ready and
really fun. I love doing music videos. Like, I will sit down for like 6 hours and just write like an entire play-by-play of like every shot that I want, every mood that I want, what the story is. Like, even if the story doesn't necessarily come across as a video and it's more so just like aesthetic and cool, I like to have a story in my head behind it of this character. And it's never me, it's always a character that I play in the videos. But yeah, shooting it was so much fun. The junkyard was beautiful.
Yes.
I shot it with Chase Henches, and he's an incredible photographer and videographer. And we'll sit there for like 8 hours, and he'll edit, and I'll be like, no, yes, and it's just really collaborative and really fun.
Yeah, it was a really good video. Yeah,
Thank
very,
you.
very nice.
And I made the dress.
Did you really?
Not from scratch, but it was like a XXX at Goodwill. Yeah. So I did a lot of finagling with it. I took it apart and put it back together.
That's awesome.
It was a visually stunning. It really was. So you can tell the work you guys did, and it's visually stunning video. So if you have guys have not seen, go find it on YouTube. It is a really good video. So I just wanted to throw that out there to you.
We'll have the links to all of that. We'll have all the links on our YouTube broadcast so people can check those out. And I need to see that. I haven't seen the video yet. I've just been kind of absorbing the album with the audio files and just kind of really learning it.
My abandoned love. Just the junkyard is gorgeous. And the other music video I did for My Youth Is All For You is also set in an abandoned building. It's kind of a way for me to like showcase all my spots.
There you go.
So any new videos on the horizon?
I'm actually going to shoot one today for one of the songs that's not out yet. So that's what I'm doing after this.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So the new song from the upcoming album?
From the upcoming EP, yep.
Oh, the EP, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that.
Just
and then
song yesterday, and now we're doing the music video. So
wow. So it moved quickly. So you got, and it sounds like with perfectionism, it goes right into your videos, so we can expect the best from those.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I'm stoked.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to that. And thank you so much for joining us today. Please go out and listen to Maisy Owen's album. It is a great album. We'll be talking more about it after this interview, but spoiler alert, we both loved it. And we're going to let people know our favorite songs, our favorite lyrics. And again, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for having me. This has been great.
All right. Well, we'll be back in just a few moments with all of our thoughts.
Are we back? We're back.
We're back. Yes. All right. So thank you again to Maisy Owen for coming in, answering questions. As I was telling Dash backstage, you always forget some questions, but you know, there's always, another time. So if you drop one in the comments, I will make sure they get to her. But yeah, thanks to her for that interview. And now we're going to dig into the other part of our show where we talk about this album. So reviews, I did look up the reviews of the album. It hasn't been done. There's no Dewey Decimal Pitchfork. It's not in Rolling Stone yet. It's making its rounds. It's into a lot of the underground publications, and all the reviews I've seen so far have been very positive. I haven't really encountered any negative reviews, but I think it's kind of like with indie comics. People don't really shit on something that's small and upcoming. If they don't like it, they just kind of don't review it.
They don't review it.
But what I've seen is pretty strong. I mean, if you go to rate my music, it's a more mixed, but people there are more snarky and just, you don't have, they're not the same way as the publications, but all the ones that I've read, it's sitting at like 4 to 5 stars. So good reviews overall, but hard to really dig them up. I there's no Metacritic for it. It hasn't reached in the point where Metacritic's on their radar. I mean, it's a tricky one because there's not even, you go to Genius, which is where, I mean, it's an absurd site where people's insight is just out of hand, but there's not even Genius lyrics. So
Yep.
luckily she gave me a lyric sheet. So yes, in the album, it's got the lyric sheet. So thanks to that, because I grumble plenty when they don't give me a lyric sheet, and this one did. And yeah, if you can, I definitely encourage picking up the vinyl album from her website. That's the way to support an artist like this, because that's, they're in the up and coming phase where every little sale counts. They're not, it's probably not even on Amazon, and
No.
if it is, don't buy it from Amazon, because that money is going to go more to them than to her. So head to that website, and I think every Friday they do it where there's no fees to the artist, so they get everything. They started that in COVID, and it's remained that way. So it's a nice thing where you can support the artist if you go to her website, or any artist for that matter. If they're more independent, buy from their website. That'll take you to, I want to say SoundCloud, but that's wrong. But yeah, the store, you'll find it. I'm blanking, of course, because now I have to think of it, and I didn't. But a short one. What is your history with Maisy Owen?
Today, well, I mean, the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Well, you told me we were going to do I went on vacation, but I knew we were going to do this. I got to listen to a little bit of it. And then I really hit it hard over the weekend, obviously with the 4th of July and everything, but it still hit it. And so that's my history, and it's a very short history, but a very good history. So
yeah.
That interview was really cool, and I like it when we get to do those. That feels like, I mean, like I said, we talked about Gordon Lightfoot and Joe Walsh. Those are these are the interviews, and these are the albums that I like when we do these. So it was fun.
Yeah, same. I enjoy, and I'm always reaching out. So hopefully we get a couple more, we're willing to commit. But, when bands are touring, it's especially tricky. This particular interview, we had to kind of go back and forth over a span of 3 or 4 months, because at part of the time she was in Europe, other times she was just moving through the country, and we made it work. So yes, if anyone is out there and you're in a band, definitely hit us up. We're happy to have you on and talk music with you. So my history is I listen to the NPR New Music Friday every week. I listen to it on Sunday because it's what I listen to on my Sunday runs. So I'm playing the NPR New Music Friday, and they showcase, I think it's about 6 albums, and then they do a lightning round where they bring in other DJs from NPR that talk about their favorites. And it was Ann Powers, which it's funny, we talked a lot backstage about it, but didn't hit it in the show. It's one of those things where some of the backstage conversation I wish had made it to the interview, because we probably talked for another 10 minutes and had some great other insights. But Ann Powers suggested it, and Ann Powers is a critic I trust. I've read some of her books. I've read many of her reviews. I've listened to her on long form podcasts. So when she drops the suggestion, usually if I'm on my run, I will stop that run and go to the album. And that's what I did with this one. It's about a 12-mile run for that day when it wasn't 110 out. So none of those right now. But I was out there, I was doing the run, and I listened to it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this album. And it is short. It's only about 26 minutes. So it's a really quick album. But I heard it, and then I think after it played its first time, I reached out to her on Instagram right then and there. I said, oh my gosh, I love your album. I'd love to have you, talk about it on the show in some capacity. And she got back to me, I think, the next day. So
you said it was pretty almost immediately. So
then it was the logistics of getting everything scheduled. But she was right there, and I was listening to it like I had just finished it for the first time. And even, when we were talking about it backstage with her, it's not the greatest running album. I'm not going to say it is a peak running album, but I loved it, and I didn't care. I was like, all right, I'm still feeling this. And I think I was doing some trail running at that point. I'm like, it just kind of works for that. It has good movement for a nice trail run on a cloudy day, which I'd love to see one or two of those right about now. But
Right? I would like.
you're in the opposite. You're like, give us some damn sunshine. But
No, I want some. I want some cloudy and rain right now. We had last 2 days were just hot.
That's where we're living now. We're hitting the triple digits, and it's just brutal. I spent all of yesterday fixing sprinklers and just getting sunbaked. So
Oh no.
I want some clouds. All right, so let's move into our overall thoughts. What are your overall thoughts on this one?
This, like you said, very short album, but at no point do you ever notice that it's short, because they're very good songs, and they're very very catchy, very and very earwiggy, if you want me to say that. But you don't you're just with it, and you don't even notice the time has passed. So while it is 26 minutes, I feel like it is a very well spent 26 minutes. That opens up great. It finishes great with that great song we talked about in the video here, or our recording. We talked about it, and then just I like. We didn't get to talk about it, and one of the things I know that you like to talk about with the artists that we actually get to sit down and interview is how they arrange it. And I thought this was arranged perfectly. I think beginning to end was well done. So overall, I told everybody on Saturday, I told everybody on Sunday, it's a fantastic album. Go listen to it, and it's just great. It's a very good album.
Yes. All right. So my thoughts. I said it's a beautifully dark and dreary album where Maisy wrestles with the demons of her past through well-constructed poetic lyrics. They rely heavily on her intricate finger picking, but you have this piano, viola, drums, stand-up bass kind of sprinkled in, and they just build the atmosphere of these songs so much better. And they're subtle. It's very, all of the instrumentation besides maybe Dark on a Sunny Day, it's just very subtle. Some of it just kind of finds its way into the songs later, midway through the song, and it's just it to me it felt very much like an autumnal album. Like it felt like autumn. It's not a summer album. This album is like, play it while the rain is pouring outside and just crank it up on your stereo, and that's the perfect way to let this album unfold. But it's definitely in heavy rotation now, because April was listening to it with me the first couple of times I played it, and then I went up in the room when I was about to start, and she was playing it again. So it's like, all right, I think she'll be joining me when she gets out here in October.
That's what I said. It's very earwiggy. It's very, and I mean that in a good way. It's just some of the songs we're going to talk about here in a minute. They hit you in the soul, like you said. It's a very sunny or a very dreary, rainy autumn day, but you're not going to be depressed either, though. If that makes sense. It's just it's the right music for the right season, for the right weather.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I love The Cure. I love Radiohead. They're not known for their feel-good songs, but that's not what I need from them. And they bring this kind of dreary, atmospheric beauty to the songs. It doesn't need to be, I mean, The Cure, more than Radiohead, do have some more fun stuff, songs. Like, all right, Friday I'm in Love. That's not a gloomy song, but at their best, The Cure that I'm going for, that's the dark and gloomy Cure, kind of like when we talked about the last album or their newest one. It's like, there's not a chipper feel good song on it, but I love it, and I'll go back to it over and over again.
Yeah, I've listened to it a few times since we reviewed it, and I think it comes on about once a month on my rotation, as far as, because it's, I moved that up to the front of the line, so it's about once a month that I listen to it.
Yeah, I bought the vinyl. They did one on their website that was a high speed mastering one that just sounds pristine. So I love to drop that on the turntable and play it that way. It's, that's always better than the Spotify if you have the choice. I mean, sometimes we're stuck with Spotify, or a lot of times I like this one I bought as soon as I had finished it, but a lot of times it's like I don't know, do I want to spend the money and then find out it's one that'll never get played again?
Play it again, yeah. Like, and
So
when I say I'm playing it once a month, it's probably on repeat about 4 or 5 times. So it gets a good
yeah.
listen. It gets a good listening to.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's dig in now to the best songs. What is one of your favorites?
Ah. Listen, I love. Let me pull up my notes here, and I love God Fear. As you guys saw in the interview there with her, as soon as she said God Fear, my arms were like, yeah, because
That
great
is
song.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love the obviously Dark on a Sunny Day. Go check out that video.
Mhm.
Go to YouTube, find Maisy Owen page, and go look up Dark on a Sunny Day. It is
Yeah.
fantastic. And then I love the start. I love the starting and the ending song. My Youth Is All for You is the opening song, and then it ends with it all ends the same. And I thought that was great great mirrors or bookends, if
Yeah.
you will. Great opening,
Yes.
great closing. So those are my top 4 songs. But I mean, Letter. I mean, I could sit there and say all of there's not many songs on here.
Yeah,
But
it's 8 songs.
8 songs. But those 4. I mean, if I'm listening to Fear, it's just God Fear is so good. It is
Oh
so
yeah.
good. Yeah, good song.
That is my favorite as well. And sounds like one of her favorites too. So the link to her YouTube is right there. I put the other links in as well. I'll put them in to the Facebook chat so you can find them. Definitely go and follow, go and like the videos and everything, because she's kind of the same place we are. She's an up and coming artist, and every like, every subscription helps them out. So definitely get in there, like and subscribe. All the links are in the chat now, and they'll be in the actual comments when the show is over. So yeah, I agree with you. I think God Fear was my top song. It's just it's a slow building song, and that's another one where the band is just kind of slowly emerging. In the beginning, it's kind of the picking. You have the strings, probably the stand-up
Strings.
bass being played with. It sounds deeper than a viola, but yeah, you have these strings, and I thought they just had this ominous quality, almost like a locust swarm
Yes.
coming in, and it just slowly gives way to the full band. And by the time it's over, if you're not moved, then I don't know, you don't feel, because it's just such a beautiful song, and I just
It is a
love
very moving song. Yeah.
I love
Very
the way
moving.
it just builds and builds until the end, and you just like you don't even realize it, because it just starts with her finger picking and that deeper, probably stand up bass, maybe viola, and yeah, just great song. I wish we could play it without getting
Getting
bumped
in
off of
trouble.
YouTube, but yeah, definitely seek that one out. It will be worth your time. So I also had My Youth Is All for You. I thought it was just a really strong opener, because we talk about openers setting the tone for the album, and that definitely does it. Where you get the tone, it's set, okay, it's not going to be bluegrass fun country, it's going to be darker country folk, and yeah, it works. And then the I Can Be Just Like You, that one just gutted me the first
Oh
time I
yeah.
heard it, because it's just talking about this destructive power of alcoholism, and just kind of the cycle. Like, I can be like you, and when we get to the lyrics. And I also, when I'm listening to the finger picking, it really reminded me of No Surprises by Radiohead. So I'm kind
Yes.
of hearing that in there, and that's another bleak but beautiful masterpiece. I mean, you
And
give me
you can hear the. I mean, I know you can hear the picking, but you know what I mean. You can hear the finger picking. You can hear the motion. And if you understand what I'm saying,
yeah.
like you can almost feel it breathing as she's playing, and it was really good.
Yeah, it's this nuance and this subtlety, and it just everything, like I said, aside from probably one song, they all just kind of live in this tone. You get that one song, which Dark on a Sunny Day is the only one that feels like a kind of proper full band country song.
Yep.
And I love it. It's a good song. But for the rest of the album, it kind of lives more in that that quiet finger picking place, which yeah,
Really good. I
I'm
mean,
not complaining. I'm not. That is not a criticism. It's something I loved about the album. It just builds this beautiful mood with it.
agreed. Agreed.
All right, so let's dig into best lyrics. And yeah, I had to send the lyric sheet to Dash because the lyrics are not online anywhere. I don't know if Maisy would have to actually send them in to places like Genius and everything like that. But yeah, they're not on Spotify. You got to actually listen to pull out the lyrics. So as I was doing my notes on the album, I was quickly scribbling the lyrics, even though I had them on the lyric sheet. It was a very squinty lyric sheet for me. So my blind self, it was better to try to get them down right away. So, what are some lyrics that stood out to you on this one?
I love Godfear again. Yeah, you listen, you may not be able. I may freeze up because I'm on the thing here, but I hope you can hear me. You learn the rules. Still, we do it my way. I don't want to hear that echo again. I don't want to ask for more. Looking for a God you don't believe in. Why are you looking for God at all? Powerful. And we when we talked to her, she talked about the way she writes and the metaphors, and it's not like just straight out saying it. That's what she means right there. Like that, I'm looking for God you don't believe in, and why are you even looking God for God at all? I love that. I just
Yeah.
God, just it's so good. God fear,
Mhm.
and then I like that. I want to go back to this one. I know you probably got someone, but I can't stand the rain. I don't want to hear that echo again. I don't want to ask you for more. I don't even notice the rain anymore. I don't even notice the rain.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's knowing that these are autobiographical. It's like there's been some difficult relationships in her past. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's
that is very deep. I again, I you can't say I don't know what kind of relationship it was. It was a deep relationship, and it was
yeah.
there was some talking going on. In more ways than one, I promise you. And
Oh yeah.
then my last one, I'll find it is, my youth is all for you. Uh, I listen. This song opens up. Like I said, we talk about this all the time. It's one of the your opening song sets the tone for the album, and it starts off with, and literally the first opening line is, "I cannot bear the weight of your affection, or I cannot walk with all these shadows behind me. So I asked myself if I would rather not, my golden apple turning brown, my bright-eyed boy growing older."
Yeah.
Again, another relationship. I think another. I don't know if they're growing apart or what, but she writes really good. And I
Yeah.
mean, we talked about your poetry, her poetry. That is poetry in motion. And what I
Mhm.
mean by, I mean, it's moving well with the songs, and
Yeah.
she puts the right melody to the song, and that was, like I said, you open up with a song like that with lyrics like that, the rest of the album is going to be good. And we've had a few mainstream albums that we've done lately that opened up like that,
Yeah.
and just man, it just kills. And so those are my two favorite lyrics or from songs. I
Yeah.
know we again, this is another one where all day long we'd be here talking about lyrics, but
Yeah.
those really set apart to me because
Mhm.
like I said, it opened it, and then you get Godfear coming up near the end, and it's one of the most powerful songs that move you. So that's my lyrics. That's my best lyrics for this.
Yeah.
But I could go on and on about all the songs.
Yeah. I mean, the lyrics across the album are just so strong and powerful, and you can tell she wrote a lot of these songs written as poetry to music. So I mean, it's something we've talked about, studying these songs, digging into what's going on, and everyone interprets them as death. I interpreted one as death. I'll admit that, although you could look at it as a crumbling relationship, or just in the case of the real song, a crumbling building. But I'll start with "My Youth Is All for You," where it says, "All your gods are in my head, forever bleeding. They tell me I'm a wicked girl, and I believe them. There is no greater debt for me to pay. My youth is all for you." So it's Yeah, there's definitely this relationship did not go well. Probably when she was younger, maybe high school or early college kind of relationship, and it didn't go well. I mean, and we could be completely misinterpreting it, and she could be watching this and thinking, "Nope, you missed
You,
it." But
you guys are
the
way
the
off.
the thing about music, the thing about songs is when you put them into the world, they're there to be interpreted by everyone
Yeah,
in their own way because
yeah.
you bring your own baggage to whatever song you're listening to.
Truth.
And your baggage is going to influence how you interpret the song. And it could be completely wrong, it could be completely right. And that's why I think most musicians don't want to say, okay, this song means this song means this, and directly interpret a song. They want them to be interpreted by the listener in their own way, and they might be entirely wrong, but then again, they're entirely right because
I,
it's
I
how it affects them
I think
direct.
she was. I think she was very clear with us when you asked her the question. She's
Mhm.
like they're autobiographical, but she didn't. I think she was very clear. She don't want to go into it, but
Yeah,
she's leaving it up, to the metaphors, to the writing of the
yeah.
poetry. And again, like I said, you said I just interpret a lot of growing up, and not in a bad way, or I'm not sitting there putting it just she was a young kid and growing up.
Mhm.
I'm just saying she's like living life, and each to me each lyric was something that took her a step forward in her life,
Yeah,
and as she was growing. I thought it was that's the way I interpret it. But like you said,
yeah.
yeah, it's so good to try to interpret her
Yeah, I
songs.
mean, it makes it fun when you actually have lyrics deep enough to dig into because, we look back at like something like the Meat Puppets. As much as I enjoyed that album, there wasn't a lot of digging
There
that
was
needed
no
to be done.
digging.
A song or two, but it's one of those ones where we have those albums where we go, all right, I don't have any lyrics that I can dig into because they're not that deep. It's more about the fun, it's more about the vibes, or you get something like Godspeed You Black Emperor with no lyrics at all. And then you're just
Yeah.
okay, you're interpreting vibes and tones. So this one, yeah, it holds some deep lyrics. So let's see, what else did I have here? I had letters where if I had $1, I would buy us some more time. If I had a soul to spare, I would gladly give you mine. Your chaos is insatiable and it will never end. So, yeah, you're just looking at someone that she wants that time with, but knows she doesn't want that time with because the chaos is insatiable. And they're just beautiful lyrics right there. Again, poetic lyrics, and you just know the chaos isn't going to end, but she still would love a little more time with this particular person. And I'm guessing there's someone out there who's like, oh damn, she's just dicing me up on this album and maybe I deserve it. Or he's going to think, she doesn't know what she's talking about, but someone out there is the guilty party and has to realize, oh, she just made an album and ripped me apart. So never piss off a musician. That's the lesson we've learned through all of our albums we go through is it's like, all right, look at Ben Gibbard going after his ex-wife on the last album we covered, and finally in the very end takes a little blame for himself, but it's just yeah, when they're deep and poetic, you don't want to mess with them. That's the
Right.
that's the moral of the story. All right, so let's see, what else did I have? I had the rest of me. All of me is yearning for a day I can redo. I can, or so yeah, that one. I just like that. Like, all right, everyone has that thought of if I could have one day over, redo this day where things went wrong, it would be able to be done. And it's like, yeah, when you have that one day and you just look back and think everything about that, if I could just take it back, relive that day, I could make it better. So it's a small part of the song, but it just kind of hit me when I heard that.
Yeah, it's I told there you can go through this entire album and find something in
Hmm.
every song and every lyric that's just going to be like, yes, that grabs me. And I mean, I told you we'd be here all day if we were talking about every lyric. So
Oh yeah. So I got two more and then we'll give our final thoughts, but I think you figured it out by now. So the I can be just like you. I can be just like you. I can drink away my sorrows too. Tell me it's like looking in a mirror and it's just like, oh, that, like I said, as someone who grew up with a lot of things like that in my life, it hits a little bit harder when you think about that. drinking away sorrow, because I've watched plenty of that happen, which kind of drove me the opposite direction, where I wouldn't touch alcohol or anything like that, because I've seen its destructive powers in other people, and I just walked away. And that song just captures it so well. And then It All Ends the Same. So she said it all ends the same: empty hallways, empty window panes. And that's where that particular lyric is what made me think of All My Love. And, I brought it up to her. She hasn't heard it, but it made me think of that. And then the way the song was constructed is so similar as well, that it's just, it's a crazy thing. They both saw this abandoned building, and it just made them think about life, loss, and just kind of how it's all going to end the same. It's like that life is going to end up an empty building, metaphorically and literally.
Literally, yeah. And they almost, I don't want to say they mirror each other, but they are almost identical as far as the feeling, I think, in both of them.
Yeah.
Kelsey says, if a good
that's
album.
Uncle Swifty's back.
He's Uncle Kelsey.
Now he's Uncle Kelsey. All right. So yeah. If it's a good album, call it Dodgers. If it's bad, no. My thoughts on the Dodgers. We talked about this on, I think it was on the Saturday morning show. Like, the fact that they weren't in the most hated bands, like the team who plays their players eventually. We'll just call it. If it's good, it's. If it's bad, it's Kate Bush. That's where we can go for
if it's
that.
bad, it is definitely Kate Bush.
So that's always been our barometer, and we'll keep it there, because I don't want to think about baseball. My team sucks. And yes, you're right. Right now it would be them, but even so, story for a different show.
Right.
But we have covered all of our favorite lyrics, and there's so many more. I mean, you could take best lyrics of every single song and find something that really sticks out to you, because it just has so much depth to it. So, any skip songs on this one?
Negative. Those skips. Just again, it was a smooth 26 minutes where, you just listen to it, and it's easy to just turn it right back on and listen to it again, because they're so good. And no skips. And I wouldn't even do it on Spotify. I wouldn't skip it. So
no, there's none. There's no needle remove songs. There's no Spotify skips. It holds strong for its 8 songs. I mean, I wish I had more. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Is like, okay, it's 8 songs, and I'd be happy with 8 more. But knowing that she's got another EP ready to drop, that's exciting. And she kind of kept it intentionally vague. So there's going to be a cover song on there. What cover song? We'll find out same time as you do. And I'm excited to hear what comes next from her, and hopefully so yeah. he knows he's in the family. So was there one? No comment. No comment. Uncle Swifty knows he was there. All right. So yes, no skips. Looking forward to what's next. Hopefully catching her when she hits California.
Yeah.
Oh, my October's crazy. I think I have 2 cons, and I'm taking each kid to a different concert. But hey, if she plays multiple days, I will make one fit, even if I got to drive down to San Diego, which is like 2 hours. But I'll do it. Hopefully she's playing a good venue out here, not one where they talk through the whole show, because I know which ones those are too. And hopefully she can avoid the bar chat venues. All right.
I get to see her when she comes to Oklahoma.
You got her coming out your way too. Maybe Tulsa, but definitely. Where is it? Oklahoma.
Definitely Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City.
Nice. All right. So another easy category: we keeping it or returning it to the used bin?
Definitely keeping it. There's nothing that says I need to get rid of this anytime soon, and
no.
I will be glad to have it both when I get the LP and be glad to have it in the Spotify rotation.
Yes. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I picked up the vinyl. I recommend you do the same. The link to her website, which is where you can find her web store, is in the chat. So definitely pick that up. Follow her on Instagram. And yeah, just follow the socials, those that cost you nothing. And give her another random friend on Facebook since she has a private account, but that's all right. All right. So next week, we are finally getting to Rites of Spring. It's been bumped 3 times now.
3 times, yeah.
Now it's finally going to be done, unless, who knows? I'm not going to say finally. It is planned for next week. What will happen between now and then, you never know. But we'll be covering that, and then we'll have a week off when I'm down at San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con, and then we'll be back. I know we're covering the new Madonna album, and I don't know the exact week, but we're going to be covering that one, and we'll be bringing in new listings.
I think we got the what was it? Phoebe?
Like early August, right? Yeah, Phoebe Bridgers will be covering her new album. So yeah, we have some great stuff coming your way. And yeah, definitely tune in next week when we get to emos, the early emo, But Don't Call Me Emo album, Rites of Spring. So we're going back into the well of Ian Mackay and Guy Picciotto and back into Discord Records. And until then, have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.